Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here. Today's video is dedicated to why you should garbage your PR card and why PR card is not as good as you might think it is, why it can be garbage, and why you should get yourself a Canadian citizenship, why not upgrading your PR card to Canadian citizenship might mean that you might be kicked out of this country in a most unexpected way that you might have not known, and what other troubles it brings to you by having a PR card and not having Canadian citizenship. Well guys, number one is residency obligation. So you have to be in Canada for 730 days in the past 5 years in order for you to be able to come back here. So if you haven't been here, let's say this situation, you have a relative in India or in Africa or in Lebanon, wherever you are from, Eastern Europe, like myself, someone got sick, you have to go out and help that family member. You take care of them, it takes years, then the relative eventually passes away, and you're coming back to Canada, and they don't let you in. Because guess what? You were not here for 730 days in the past 5 years. You lost your status. Now, if you're here, you get a departure order. If you're still there, you have to figure out how to get in. Now you are at the door of an immigration consultant or an immigration lawyer saying, well, what the hell happened just now? Like, I know I grew up in Canada, I lived there for 20 years, well, I left to help my mother, now what? Now immigration consultant is going to tell you we are going to be applying for an appeal based on humanitarian compassion grounds and try to prove to the Canadian government that it was a really reasonable decision for you to be in that country to take care of your relative who now passed away, let's say, unfortunately. So you have to prove that in order to go back. If you had Canadian citizenship, that would have not been an issue. Next thing, guys, is you're traveling to Canada and you get detained by CBSA. So how can be detained by CBSA? Foreign nationals, refugees, and permanent residents. If you're a Canadian citizen, as soon as they know you're a Canadian citizen, they have to get lost. They are not allowed to detain you. They can call RCMP, they can call the police to arrest you for something, but CBSA is not allowed to detain you as soon as they verify that you're a Canadian citizen. So, another benefit, you wouldn't be detained. What would be the reason why they would detain you? Well, let's say you were not in Canada. Another reason is you went to the United States. You drank a little bit of too much alcohol in the Vegas. You went driving. You got pulled over. Your car got towed. You got a ticket. You didn't get arrested. Let's say you were let out. Now, Canadians have connection with the US, so the CBSA officer found out about your conviction in the US, and in Canada it's considered to be an indictable offense, punishable up to 10 years. So what it means for you is that all of a sudden you're inadmissible into Canada based on serious criminality, which means is that you're not allowed to be here. You lose your PR status. Now you have to get immigration lawyer, consultant to figure out with that small gimmick that you had in Vegas on the vacation, and now you cannot come back because of that. Even though you could have lived here your entire life in this country. And that's why, guys, I'm saying PR card is good, but in reality, it's not good. Because you can lose your status, snap of your fingers with a simple mistake, where you were in another country or you had a little bit too much. I don't encourage anyone driving drunk. Don't you guys do that. Under influence, not good. I do not support that. So, next part about it is, well, you might be a security threat. So if Canada decides that you're a security threat, you might have unknowingly went and had a dinner with some general who was involved into war crimes, and Canadian intelligence or American intelligence, whoever, they found out about your affiliation to that person. So now you're considered to be a security threat and you shouldn't be here, and you're not going to get into Canada after that. So here's just a hint for what can happen. Another situation, let's say nothing bad like that, extreme happened. You went to another country for work, you worked there, your child, a little bit, not 5 years, you still have your residency obligation, but your wife was pregnant, or you were pregnant if you're a lady watching this channel. Unfortunately, guys don't get pregnant, or fortunately, I'm just joking with you guys. So you went there, you had a baby there, now you have to figure out the paperwork. How do you bring your own child to Canada? You have to get the sponsorship application in place, the paperwork, and the entire world of hassle and nonsense you have to deal with because you didn't have your citizenship. If the baby is born in Canada, no problem. Outside of Canada, welcome to the immigration consultancy and immigration lawyership world. Pay your fees and find out all the details. So now you have to deal with that, bringing your child, your own child, to Canada. And another situation, your kid was born, not born, you came to Canada, brought your kids here, you lived here for 20 years, your kid never applied for citizenship. You know, you might have applied for your citizenship, the kid went to study in Europe, found a girlfriend, decided to stay there in France, 5 years down the road decides to come back to Canada, and all of a sudden, whoops, cannot come back. Why? Well, I lived my entire life in Canada. The kid will say, and I want to come back, but no, because of the residency obligation, now you have to figure out how to get back to Canada. So, guys, if you're thinking that PR card is a heaven on earth and everything, you're still not 100% Canadian, because you can get easily deported, kicked out. There is means to appeal those things, but still, there is a way for you to lose your status. If you have Canadian citizenship, guys, it's way more secure. So let's say you broke the law, you had a little bit too much in the other country, you're coming to Canada, you are not inadmissible to Canada because you are Canadian. So inadmissibility doesn't count. If you had a coffee with the wrong person who might be involved in war crimes, it does not matter because you're a Canadian citizen. Okay, even if Canadian government has beef with you, they cannot not let you into the country based on those inadmissibility reasons that you had before. And CBSA, as soon as they verify you are a citizen, they have to get lost. They have to let you go, and if there is any issues, they have to call the RCMP or police to get you arrested properly. Most likely they will be already there as soon as they find out if there is a warrant or something something is happening. So guys, I'm not encouraging any kind of activities or any kind of abuse of law, but all I'm saying is that if you want to have more security for yourself, for your family, for those unforeseen circumstances, if you have to go to another country, if you're stuck somewhere for a little bit longer than you have to be, let's say this COVID situation, and you cannot come back, so that you don't have to struggle in the future, just goddammit, get your citizenship, dump your PR card, don't be lazy, get that citizenship test passed, file those taxes, submit the paperwork, and just get it done. And then you don't have to worry about where your child is born, because your child is going to be Canadian. You don't have to worry how many days you stay in another country, and you don't have to worry if you had a little bit of more drink and you got some kind of conviction in Vegas, when you had a lot of fun, but you had a little bit too much of fun, and after the hangover you're like, well, now what should I be doing? So if you want to avoid that kind of situation, guys, get a Canadian citizenship, and if you lived here for your entire life, probably about time to do that. Anyways, guys, I hope this video was really helpful for you, and I hope I just opened up a little bit of your horizons to see how important it is to get your citizenship done, and why, you know, having PR is not everything, and why Canadian citizenship is just so much better. You would be able to participate in elections, and you would not be losing the status so easily. There is still a way you can lose your status in terms of citizenship, and that is only if you obtained it with misrepresentation, and that has to be done through court. So that's the only way you could lose it. But if you didn't lie anywhere and you were an honest person, which I believe most of you are, guys, 99.9999% are, smash a like button if you are, and if you're not, well, this video is not going to be helpful. See you guys soon. Bye for now.